Hi YouTube, welcome to the Euphemie M channel. Thanks for joining me. As promised, I'm coming to you with what I hope will be a fairly quick makeup tutorial that is inspired by this new MAC lipstick that I purchased like a week ago. This is from MAC's new line of frost lipsticks, and this one is called On and On. And this is just a really unique, different lipstick that has some silver, and I'm trying to catch it there to see if you guys can see it. Maybe I need a bigger swatch. Silver, blue, green flecks in it with a purplish brown undertone. I challenged myself to figure out a way to use this lipstick in a look that is something that I can wear wherever I need it to go, whether it be work, grocery shopping, whatever it is, just to the movies or something, because this lipstick is kind of out there and I loved it, but I was just a tad intimidated by it. So I challenged myself, and when I started to really look at this lipstick and look at the tones that are in it, it started to remind me of a drugstore palette that is really inexpensive and it's beautiful. It's pigmented, it's awesome. It's by Wet n Wild, and it's called the Comfort Zone palette. And those of you who have, are kind of into makeup probably know about this palette. But this particular color here reminds me so much of this lipstick. So let me show you how similar they are. Look at that. I'm not trying to flip you guys off. Look at that. I mean, if that's not similar, this is darker, but man, is this really so spot on when you're looking for an eyeshadow to pair with that. So that color is going to play a big part in this eye look. I did one eye, so don't think I'm just going cuckoo, but I wanted to just do one eye just for the sake of time. So this eye is done, and I'm going to show you how I got this look on this eye. I've already done my foundation. I've done some under eye concealing. I've done some contouring. I may have to do a little more on this side. Pretty much everything I'm using is drugstore. My contour is by Nicka K. It's one of their contour duos in number 8. It's the second darkest contour. For blush, I used a palette that I got from Marshall's for $3. It's by some really cheap brand called Style Essentials, but I loved the colors in this palette. They've got some really cool shimmery colors, some really beautiful raspberry type blushes that are great on brown skin. So I have used the blush for today's look. So anyway, I'm going to get this eye done, show you how I did it. I'm going to be using, like I said, this palette here, as well as one of the colors from Wet n Wild's Naked Truth palette. I'm going to be using this brown as part of my transition color. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I'm not even using eyeliner. I'm not wearing lashes. This look honestly doesn't need it because there's so much shimmer going on your eyes and on your lips that I think if you did all of that stuff, it would honestly be too much. So let us proceed. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this little angled brush here, and whoops, I am going to first start with my underneath my brow, and I'm going to take this brow bone color and I'm going to use it as it was intended for the brow bone, and I'm going to put a good amount. This is a shimmery eye look, so if you are afraid of shimmer, then I don't know if this is the look for you. I'm also going to go into my inner corner, which is, some people may not do that initially, but I definitely want this to be lighter. When you're doing your eyes, you always going to go from lightest to darkest. So I'm going to kind of break that rule just a tiny bit with this eye look today. Okay, next I'm going to take this brush that has kind of a precise sort of angle to it, and I'm actually going to go into this color that says brow bone, but I'm actually going to use it for a different purpose. I'm going to use this as part of my transition color as sort of a base, and I'm going to put this, even though it's shimmery, it's not metallic, so it's okay, and I'm going to go over it with the matte, and I'm bringing it a little bit down in there if you can see that. So I've got that color. Now I'm going to go into the Naked Truth palette. I'm actually going to use this brown, which is super pigmented, you guys. This is a great palette if you're wanting to do a cut crease look because these colors are so dense. You're just going to want to barely tap that brown because you don't want a cut crease look with this. And if you can just see, you know, how much color I got out of just that one little dab. So I'm bringing it into my outer V as well as into my lid area. Okay, so we've got that on that same brush, and I'm just dropping everything today. Pretty much done with this Naked Truth palette. I'm not going to need that again, so I can kind of put that away. I'm going to go back into the comfort zone, and I'm going to go into this color, which is the star of the show and very similar to that MAC On and On lipstick. And I'm going to load my brush up with that, and I'm going to put that on the mobile lid and a little bit above because I just really want that color to show. And I'm sorry, you guys, I may seem like a weirdo, but look how pretty that is. I mean, that's just a phenomenal color, like Wet n Wild. They really did it with that color. That color is so hot. Okay. I'm going to kind of finish off this look. Believe it or not, I'm almost done. I'm going to go into this peachy color, this one, and I'm going to load my brush up, and I'm going to bring that a little bit over into here, and I'm going to kind of create like a gradient look. I'm going to kind of mix that with that color I just put on. Then I'm going to go back into that the lightest brow bone color and hit this one more again. Okay, and that's pretty much it. The only other thing I think I did on the other eyes, I went back into this brow bone color just a tad, and I just kind of went over that again to deepen that. And now I feel like I deepened it up too much. Should have left it alone. Okay, so now that that's done, I think I overdid that side a little bit. I'm going to go back into here and take a little bit of that away. If ever you do that, you can just take a lighter color and mute that out. Okay, I'm going to put my brushes away now, and to really finish off this look, this is not a look you want to do a winged liner with this, or it's not going to look right. So I'm using again a Wet n Wild product, the H2O proof, and this is in Ultra Black, Ultra Noir. And this is a really nice, I've really been enjoying this liquid liner because it dries really quickly. It's very pigmented, and the brush is really dense, and it doesn't give. It's not a lot of give to it, so that allows you to get a really precise wing. You guys know, if you've seen me do a wing, this is a tough thing, not just for me, for everybody. I'm gonna do my best to show you how I do this. This is how I do my wing liner. Because of the fact that I have really curly eyelashes, I have to hold my eyelashes down, or what happens is I end up getting the product on my eyelashes and then it gets onto my lid, and it's just a hot mess. So although this may not be acceptable to real makeup artists or whatever, this is what works for me. So I actually have to hold my eyelashes down. You're going to want to bring that all the way in. Okay, so I've got most of the lid done. And then what I'm going to do is bring it out like yay. And like I said, this dries really quickly, so I'm going to let what I've done dry. I'm kind of fanning more as a force of habit because so many of the other liners I use don't dry quickly, and then you blink and then you have a really annoying line of black there. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so done with that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of the lower lash line. So I'm not even going to use any traditional, what you would think of for the under eye part. I'm not going to use like eyeliner. I'm not even going to use anything black. But what I am going to use that's important is a really precise flat sort of half moon brush, because that's going to make sure that you get close to the lash line. So going back into the Comfort Zone palette, I'm actually going to go into this olive green because it's sort of a black green, and this is also reminiscent of that lipstick. You're going to want to kind of meet up with the liner that you just put on to sort of continue that line. And what I do is I get as close to the lash line as I can, and I smoke it out with my finger, which is one of your best tools. Get it as close to your waterline as you can without irritating your eye. And then also another color that is similar to the lipstick because of its brown and reddish undertones is this color here. I'm also going to go over that part I just did with that color and bring that in kind of far. And then I'm going to take my finger and smoke that out. Lastly, or almost lastly, I'm going to go back into this peach and sort of put that on this last third part or so. And then I'm going to go back into this brow bone highlight and put that there. Okay, and the only other thing I'm going to do for the eyes is mascara, and I'm using my tried and true Maybelline Great Lash. For this look, you could definitely do fit falsies. That would really take it up a notch, especially if you're going somewhere and you want that, you know, you want that kind of drama going on. But I don't actually have any lashes on hand. That's the only reason I'm not doing it. I need to buy more. But some really nice wispies would be gorgeous with this look. Okay, just gonna hit my under eye. Okay, so that is pretty much that. Okay, I'm just gonna hit my cheeks really lightly with that blush again. And I'm just using a traditional blush brush. Just in case, so that you know, I used the deeper color here. This is very similar to something that many of you may have by Wet n Wild. They have a blush called Berry Shimmer, which is really close to this. So I'm just going to hit my cheeks one more again. And that's that. And then I wanted to show you guys multiple ways that you can use this palette. This palette is so very, very useful because you can actually take this highlight color and use it as a highlighter for your cheeks, which is what I've already done, but I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit more so you guys can actually see it in terms of application. But for a look like this where your eye is really shimmery and you're about to do a shimmery look, you don't want a highlight that's so powerful because you're going to look like you're glowing. You're going to look like you stepped into a radiation chamber and somehow came out alive. So anyway, I think that that's a perfect highlight for something like this look where you've already got so much shimmer going on. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is my lips, and this is the fun part because this is where I'm going to use this lipstick which inspired this whole thing. So firstly, I'm going to go in with this berry liner, which is kind of like MAC's Cyber World, and also kind of like there's another really deep purpley one that MAC has, and I can't recall the name. You just want to line your lips. You don't need to fill in the whole lip. Okay. Next I'm going to use the Urban Decay Vice lipstick in Manic, which is a nudie pink cream. You could use any kind of color that's like this, and I will swatch it for you so you can see what it looks like. It's a really kind of bright nude. It's coming off really bright on camera. Okay, so that's about as much of that as I'm going to put because I really want the star of the show to be this MAC lipstick On and On. Okay, now I'm going to take On and On. And do you see that iridescence? That is just, it's so, so pretty. Look at that. And I'm just showing you the different angles so you can see the different possibilities with this lipstick. This actually looks great just as it is, but I'll show you how you can also take it up a notch more. So this is a really fun, really cheap lip gloss by Wet n Wild again. I don't know, maybe I should entitle this Wet n Wild slash matte. I don't know, because everything I'm using seems to be Wet n Wild. But this is like a $1 lip gloss called Glassy Gloss in Best in Snow. I actually got this on a website called All Cosmetics Wholesale. Type the whole thing in.com. And it has high-end, low-end stuff, discontinued stuff. They'll send you stuff for free. I got this for free when I ordered some other makeup. This is like the best little lip gloss ever. And I'm just layering this on. Okay, so there you have it, the finished look featuring pretty much tons of Wet n Wild, and then the star of the show, which is my MAC lipstick, the Frost lipstick, and on and on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please check out these new lipsticks by MAC. And also, if you don't have the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, it's like a must-have in your collection. There's so many cool looks that you can do with it. You just have to have it. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and tune in for more videos that are coming soon. Bye.